Hey guys, this is Victor, and here I'm giving you a presentation from Mr. Soma of Price. He actually gave this presentation. It took about 1 hour. I try to cut it down to 7 minutes, so I'm speaking over him. You're not going to hear his voice. I speak faster than he does, and I'm just going to keep it more narrow. So he's going to talk about hitting 5 chakras with the device, and you'll see them here. It's actually your 2 feet, your 2 hands, and the top of your head. Those are the chakra points that they recommend hitting with the device. And so it's 3 different areas, but 5 points. The lymph nodes are 5 areas, but it's actually 10 points. So that might be a little bit confusing. But you want to hit the 5 chakras, then the 5 lymph node areas, which is actually 10 points. So that's a little bit tricky and confusing. So I wanted to mention this here and show you the image up front so that when he references it later, you understand. Then there are the 2 meridian channels, back and front. Most people can only do the front because they can't get to their back or they don't have someone to help them. Don't worry about it. Nothing here is required. He's just explaining to you what is optimal to maximize things. And then he's going to explain also how to blow. You keep the device moving. You move clockwise or counterclockwise. It doesn't matter. Different protocols suggest different things, or you move up and down, side to side, but just keep it moving. Even in a small area, if it's your hands and feet, you just keep it moving a little bit. Don't just let it sit there. Try to blow yourself, especially if you're using the heat options, because you want to be aware of the heat. You want to feel that heat so you can adjust to your comfort level. If you can do directly on the skin, that's great. That's a little bit better. But if not, don't worry about it. Believe in the device. This is really important. I love that Mr. Soma talks about this. Take a breath, right? Like use like mantras. Believe in your heart that whatever is ailing you is going to go away. Very important. In anything you do, in sports, we talk about visualization. Use that here with your Iteracare device. Mr. Soma makes a point of this elsewhere, not only in points 3 and 4, and I really like it. Okay, another good thing to say, enjoy the process. Be patient. Give your body the time it needs to recover. Try not to put pressure on yourself that you want to heal immediately. No, let the blood have its chance to heal. Let the circulation improve. Just let it follow. Let it happen the way it needs to happen. Understand when the cells become healthy, the tissues become healthy, the organs become healthy. There'll be a slow chain reaction in the body. Give your body the time it needs for that to happen. Notice my comments below here about the water. The warm water, now he also, Mr. Soma, forgot to mention it's structured water. It's got to be structured, okay? Now, each time you blow, ideally, if you can hit the chakra points and the lymph nodes and your trouble spots and the meridians, that's great. But if not, don't worry, don't panic. And try not to expose yourself to extreme cold afterwards. Again, these are not requirements. He's explaining what is optimal, okay? Here too, he explains about like trying to keep yourself cool with an air conditioner or fan. It's okay, just don't overdo it. So he does a really good job of taking his time to explain these points, how they're not requirements. He's just explaining what is optimal. So if you're not getting benefits, then you look more closely at these points, and then you have a greater chance to improve your ability to feel the effects, right? So now he also mentions about like what we call detox reactions or healing crisis, and explains these are not negative side effects. This is what happens. And so sometimes you got to back off. Some people feel nothing and some people feel too much. So you have to control what's going on. And again, he talks about this feeling, right? No matter what. Think love, compassion, kindness, all positive thoughts. It's really very important. You have to believe it's going to work. You don't want to have negative thoughts there. So again, if you are experiencing like a healing crisis or a detox reaction and that makes you fearful, just back off. Slow down, back off, get some guidance, take a break. You actually don't want to be doing this every single day. You want to give your body a break, and don't overdo it. Okay, so you're going to see there's going to be some recommendations here like about how much time. And again, that's kind of ideal. but you don't want to overdo it, right? You want to just believe and take your time, give your body the time it needs to heal. Now, again, he explains, if you have the time for maximum benefit, you're going to want to hit all these points. The 5 points for the chakra that we mentioned before, right? Your 2 hands, your 2 feet, the top of your head. The 5 lymphatic points, which is actually 10 points because it's like each knee, each elbow, etc. The 2 meridian channels, back and front, if you can, if you have time, and then the affected area, right? You can break this up into different sessions too, right? So think about that also. Now, if you do not have time, just focus on the affected area. When he says affected area, he means the problem area, the area that you're having trouble with. So if you have a bad knee and you're hoping that it will help your knee, focus on the knee. If you don't have time to do the chakras and the lymph, okay, you don't have time. But keep in mind that that is more optimal if you can hit all those points. Now here he gives, again, actually a timing. Now if you calculate this timing, that would be 25 minutes just for the chakras. That's like a session. That would be like 50 minutes for the lymphatic points if you were doing the full amount. You don't have to do these amounts. Like I tell people, look, if you can get 30 seconds to a minute on each hand, each foot, etc., great. If you can do 2 minutes, great. Do whatever time works for you and break this up into different sessions, right? So you might go 2 or 3 times a day. You don't want to do it more than that in a day, okay? But if you want to do it, or you can do it, if you have the time, break it up. Do it 2 or 3 times a day so that you can focus on whatever it is you're comfortable with at that time. Don't feel pressure to try to have to do everything all at once. You don't want to sit there and with this device and do it too long. That is also not good for you. Now, again, he goes on and talks about this. This presentation took him about an hour, and I'm breaking it down to less than 10 minutes. So I don't cover everything, and I'm trying to speak quickly, but I'm also trying to cover things he didn't mention. And so like he actually didn't mention about breaking up and how many sessions you can do a day. So again, you can do 2 or 3 sessions a day. Don't do more than that, right? You really don't want to go more than an hour a day. I tell people, look, you go for as long as about 45 minutes or so. But again, you do what's comfortable for you. And definitely don't push. If you feel you're too hot, or if you feel like pain because of a healing crisis or detox or whatever, if you feel discomfort, don't do it. Do not let these numbers, don't let these kinds of guidelines push you into doing something that's uncomfortable. These are not requirements, okay? So let me repeat, these are not requirements. These are just guidelines. Actually, consider these maximums. You don't want to go above these numbers, right? These would be the maximum. And most of us are going to do a lot less. I mean, I never do this much on any area. I do like my hands and feet for like a minute or 2 minutes. I just don't have the time to sit and focus that long. Okay, so anyway, that's about it for me. And I'm gonna leave it here because I don't want the video to go too long. I hope this helps you. I think it's really good. You can go and look for Mr. Salmo's full presentation if you want to see the other things he spoke about, because he does go into details about specific protocols, but this general idea is really all we need. And if you don't get results, then talk to me or talk to someone else that can help you use different kinds of approaches with this device. And you'll be surprised on how it can help you maintain your wellness. Thanks for watching.